Okay. Yes. Well, thank you for your patience, everyone, with this presentation. So we are group 4, Merve, Nora, Sachin, Stefan, and myself, with the Tencent and Myriad case study. So a short overview. The first 2 questions are the same as the 3 groups before, and the third one is specified on the patent, which will come later. So we will start with the digital transformation, how it changed the business model of media companies, and use the example of Netflix. We all know Netflix, so I think everything that was worth saying about Netflix has been said on this matter. As for the general transformation, it of course started with the original rental DVDs. So you would go to a DVD store, rent a DVD, return it, or you could get it by mail, so rent it. We had to have warehouses to store all the DVDs. You had to have logistics. So it was the beginning of it. Or, oh, I see Stefan is here. So if he's here, please do take over. Then, of course, it moved to video on demand. So via internet, which is, for example, YouTube. So you search a video, you click on it, you view it. It requires much less infrastructure in the means of warehouses and logistics and similar matters. And of course, at the end, we move to the current online streaming services, such as, for example, Netflix, where we have videos on devices, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a computer, whether it's your mobile phone. You can stream it, you can share it, you can produce your own content. So it is completely digital, which is, of course, the result of the digital transformation.
Yes,
Stefan,
thanks.
would you like to continue? Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nina, for giving us the introduction. And may I ask my colleague to press the button for the next slide, where we started using the business canvas model, comparing the old situation with the final stage of the situation of Netflix. And I will not go into all the details because the group 1, 2, and 3 did a tremendous job working out what is the particular feature of the business model, including the value proposition, the revenue stream, the cost structure, and the likes. But if you click the next slide, you will see in red highlighted how the business model changed. Basically, it changed in the way they do the business and associated costs with doing the business, from being a physical player to becoming a fully digital player. But most importantly, really leaving a complete new, let's say, creating a complete new experience for the consumer. We moved away from being locked on a particular place and device towards consuming media content wherever you want, at whichever time you like to consume it, with a defined set of costs. So it's for the consumer, similar as in the Spotify example, it's a projected business model that gives full liberty. So it's not about delivering great content, but about giving freedom to the consumer. So from our perspective in that work, it's really enabling the consumer to unbundle the physical hemisphere from the way they consume entertainment content. And with that, I hand over to the second cast.
Hello again. So the second task is focused on explaining which aspects of the business model of Tencent and Myriad, which are based on digital product placement, are patent protected. So as we have already said and learned, Tencent is a Chinese tech company which has a lot of services which they offer, including video streaming, while Myriad is a tech company focused on artificial intelligence and product placement. So that's their expertise. Together, they have this really interesting business model where Tencent collects certain data, so customer data, and Myriad uses their expertise in product placement, so placement of advertising, into content, into video content, so videos which are already existing for advertising. That is also their revenue generating model. So, of course, the companies which want their products advertised pay to Myriad to place their products in those videos. According to the information we have found at the moment, Myriad has a totality of 43 pending applications and granted patents, which are more or less focused on this digital product placement area. The 3 patent groups, which are by Myriad's own account the highlights of this patent protection, are zone sense, content value, and dynamic addressable insertion. So we will focus on this part as they are patent protected on these 3 groups. So first one is zone sense, which is an innovation type which enables the placement of a brand, so advertising, in a shot of an already existing video content and keep that product placement in the same shot. A patent which is focused on this and which is part of this this group is the apparatus and method for identifying insertion zones in video material and inserting additional material into the insertion zones, which was already very well explained by the group 1. So the idea is they can find a certain, let's say, a blank wall in a certain video, and they can put an advertisement, so let's say a billboard, on that place, which is really interesting, as of course that means that there is no need for think of advertising when the video is being filmed or the movie is being filmed. So we can move now to the next slide, please. Thank you. So the second group is the content value patent group, which is an innovation which combines the insertion value. So those are the placement opportunities in videos, movies, TV series, and so on, and metadata which was collected, which creates a prediction of an insertion zone for projects which are not yet available. So for videos which are not yet available, but for which information corresponding for those characteristics is known, which is really very interesting. And it was also already explained by the previous group, by the group 3 in details, because it's a fascinating moment where they can already know where they would place advertising in a video which is not yet available, which saves a lot of time, as in a normal situation, going through a video and searching manually for product placement opportunities would be very much time consuming and labor intensive. So the opportunity that this is done by artificial intelligence so quickly, as it's of course much more quickly than in case a human, so a person would do it manually, it is a brilliant innovation. And then we come to the third group, which is the dynamic addressable insertion, which is an innovation which enables the switching of brands. So the advertising which is put into a certain video, it can be switched. So in one country, for instance, it is Coca-Cola, but in another one, it is Pepsi, which is again also a great innovation and really useful for this type of business, as for instance, they collect the data and they see that in one country, one product, for instance, Coca-Cola, is more popular. In another one, it's Pepsi, and they can switch it based on the information they have received, which is actually, again, an absolutely brilliant way to conduct this business. So with this, we will be moving on, and I give the mic to Merve.
Okay, so if we, based on this information, if we are to prepare a business canvas, we can say that the key partners of Myriad will be advertising agents or movie producers or any company which is interested in having their ads reach a target audience. And the key activities of the company can be listed as placement of ads into the content after the production is complete, and adapting the ad based on the customer tendencies, which gives them a lot of opportunities and various options. And the key resources of the company Myriad can be described as an exclusive technology enabling placement of ads post-production. And the value proposition is in terms of service, the placement of the ads, and in terms of creating gain, we can say that it is possible for streaming platforms to create ad revenue through product placement provided with this business. And it is possible to have specialized ad placement for target audience. Also, there is no need for production costs during the filming, which might be beneficial or attractive for a customer. When we consider the customer relationship, we can say that there is a customer pull approach due to possibility of placing ads with low cost. And the customer segment can be given as a business to business, because it would be usually the media agencies or the movie producers that will be interested in this, but not the viewers of a streaming platform. And also the customer can be the streaming platforms, which can only create ad revenue through product placement. When we consider the cost structures, we see that there is a cost of specialized workforce, because it requires specific technical people who can make these algorithms. There would be IT costs, there will be marketing costs and overhead costs. And the revenue stream, it would be the service fees paid by the clients. So now Nora is going to talk about the specific patent application and its effect on the business plan.
Thank you, Merv. I try to explain you the role of the following patent in the protection of the business model. Is a European patent with a title incorporating visual objects into video material. The date of filing was in April 2019, and it has got 3 independent claims. As the first one, they describe the computer-implemented method of incorporating one or more visual objects into source video material. And claim 8 describes the non-transitory computer readable medium with instruction to perform this method. And last but not least, I have the claim 9, where they describe the system for incorporating these visual objects into source video material, including the memory and the processors to perform. So you can say, as the aim of the invention, there's a method for embedding visual objects, as Nina said, Coca-Cola or Pepsi, whatever you want, into the image content of a video by a visual embed specialist, whilst maintaining the security of the video. Can you skip? And especially protected by this patent are the key activities, the key resource, and some points of the value proposition. The key activity is, as described in claim 1, the placement of ads into the content after the production is completed. And the key resource is the exclusive technology, as I also described in claim 1. But further, with the whole patent, they try to protect the complete procedure. As a value proposition, you can see further the service is saved, is protected by the patent, and the points Merv mentioned for the game creators and the pain relievers. Because of the patent, it's further a value proposition that the IA-based digital product placement and the control and the customizing of this product placement is in the hand of Mirrored. So key partners like corporation partners, producers, or other companies have to accept this patent role. And Mirrored tried to save further the resources itself, like the method and the system, including the processors and the medium for using this method.